Okay, Robin's back here, Technology Marketing Toolkit, and we are in the third video of this sequence. And as I promised, I'm going to give you the single most important lesson here. And even though I want to kind of warn you ahead of time, this lesson at first blush is going to say, you're going to, what the heck is she talking about this? Why is she telling me about this strategy? Because it's not going to have anything to do with marketing. But yet this strategy has more to do with your ability to have success in your business, get more clients, more sales, more profits than any marketing I could give you. Because the marketing, I got that figured out. I figured that out years ago. I have campaigns right now that I can give you. If you would execute them the way I share with you and tell you how to do them, they'll work, no doubt. But why do people not get more results? Why don't they get better results? And it's because of what I'm about to share with you here. Now, the basis for this conversation is on a book called Think and Grow Rich. It was written by a man named Napoleon Hill. And during his lifetime, he spent 20 years traveling around the country interviewing the wealthiest, most successful people to find out what common characteristics they had in common. And the book is all about what those characteristics are. And he was sponsored by Andrew Carnegie. That's where he got his connections and the ability to travel around the way he was. And Andrew Carnegie was America's first billionaire. So Napoleon Hill goes out and he studies these wealthy, successful people and says, what do they do that's similar? What do they know that all these broke people don't know? And that's what this book is about. And actually more millionaires quote this book as an inspiration to their success over any other business book ever written. So if you haven't gotten a copy, you definitely want to read it. And I don't have time to go through all the principles that are outlined, but there are 3 I want to share with you that are super important to you being successful in marketing, in selling, in generating more profits, and just in overall having more success in your business. Now, the first characteristic that Napoleon Hill discovered that all wealthy, successful people shared was the fact that they had a burning desire. Now, you'll notice he didn't say they had a casual interest or a want. There's all kinds of people who wish they had more clients, they wish they had more money, they wish they were thinner, they wish they had more time off or whatever it is. And that's the problem. It's a wish. Because when you try to set a goal to reach for something, to get a better position, whatever it is, more money, more status, more better clients, more profit in your business, more time off, you're going to run into obstacles, right? And because if it was easy, everybody would do it. Now, the difference between people who have a successful business in life and those who don't is this. Most people have wish for those things, where successful people have a burning desire to get those things. Because when you start reaching for more clients and you know you got to do the marketing, what's going to stop you, right? You're going to sit there and you're going to have one of the 2 excuses. And the 2 most common everybody uses, say them with me, what's the 2 reasons everybody has for not having more success in whatever it is in their life or their business? It's, I don't have the time, right? And I don't have the money, right? They're the 2 excuses that stop everybody. You ask anybody, how come you're not taking more time off from your work or getting more clients or doing more marketing or doing the, oh my God, I just don't have the time. Oh my God, I just don't have the money. And they're the 2 things. Now here's the thing you got to realize. Successful people, a lot of them started with nothing. I started my business with nothing. I wasn't given I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth by any stretch of the imagination. I was broke, and I figured out how to start and grow this business into what it is today. And it was through hard work and determination and a burning desire. One of my favorite quotes or stories from Vince Lombardi was somebody had asked him one time, what do you do to motivate your team? And he said, I don't do anything to motivate them. If they need motivation, they're cut from the team. And what I'm saying here is if you need that kind of someone to kind of give you that burning desire, you're never going to get there. Because you can't let the I don't have the time, I don't have the money excuses to stop you, because there's always something that's you want to spend the money on that's different, or there's always going to be something to get in your way, right? I tell the story all the time. It's a really sad story. We hear it often. We get a client who calls in, they just started their managed services practice, so they've spent a ton of money on some kind of RMM tools or licensing, some PSA software. They've got all the tools that they need, and they're losing money every month because they have no clients, and they're coming to me going, my God, we need to market our business. So they spent all this money on building the thing and haven't budgeted any money for marketing. That's insanity, guys. Are you kidding me? That's not even like smart business. You need to invest time and money into marketing. That's That's like the heart beating in your business. How can you sit there and say, well, I have plenty of time and money to buy all these techie tools and gadgets and go to these techie seminars and get certified and all this stuff and not have business savvy and the marketing skills? That doesn't even make sense. Think about it. So you've got to have that burning desire. You can't let, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. Those are the two excuses that are going to stop everybody from getting anything, and it's going to stop you from implementing marketing unless you've got that burning desire. All right, the second thing that Hill found out, all wealthy, successful people have specialized knowledge. Now that makes a lot of sense, right? You need to have specialized knowledge. So for example, when you're running a business, you not only need to do the technical work, because that's why a lot of people go into business. Just like Michael Gerber talks about in the E-Myth. He said most entrepreneurs are technicians suffering from an entrepreneurial seizure. So they're technically very good at whatever they're doing, fixing computers, installing this, designing websites. So they decide to go into business for themselves to get more, have more freedom. And that's actually kind of funny when you think about it. You know, it's like, yeah, you've got all the freedom you want. You're free to work any 80 hours this week you want, you know. And so they find out they don't got any freedom. They got a ball and chain. So this the specialized knowledge, it comes in where you got to know the technical work, that's sure, but you got to be good at hiring people and managing people, and you got to know profit and loss, and you got to know selling and marketing. You're the CEO, you're the leader, you're the people that your customers want to engage with. They don't want to, that's not something you delegate or off. That's you. You're the driver. You're the spokesperson for your company. You've got to be a very effective salesperson, spokesperson, marketer in order to grow that business, right? You need that specialized knowledge. Let me tell you a story just to kind of put this into perspective. One of the things I like to do when I'm at a seminar setting, and clearly we're not in a seminar setting, but I like to ask the question, when you think of broke people and people who are just, it seems like they're always struggling, they never can make any money, and you think about those people, and you think about people who are really successful and wealthy and rich, and they just seem to like just get more and more wealthy. What's the biggest difference besides their bank account, obviously, but what's the biggest difference? And usually people say things like, well, passion or knowledge or whatever. And that's not necessarily it. I have my own theory, if you will, on why broke people stay broke and continue to stay broke, and why rich people are rich and they continue to get more and more successful. And I'll tell you a true story. A couple of years ago, I don't know where you're watching me from. I don't know if any of you have ever been to a trailer park, but a couple of years ago, I became familiar with a trailer park. I had a family member who was living in one, so when I would go to visit, I got to see kind of what trailer park living was like. And here's what struck me. You go into this trailer park and you'd have these tin can trailers propped up sometimes on cinder blocks, rusting out. But parked out in front of it was a brand new, shiny, fully decked out SUV, deer rack on top with the lights, so they could see what they're killing. I mean, this thing is like, it cost them a mint. And on top is this satellite dish that gets 8 million Jerry Springer WrestleMania Live videos. And the thing is, the satellite dish is so big, it kind of tilts the whole trailer to the side. And when I saw that, here's what I made the distinction right then and there. The biggest difference between wealthy people and people who are continually be wealthier and broke people, and it's this. It occurs to me that broke people are consistently investing their time and their money in things that go down in value, while successful people consistently invest their time and money in things that go up in value. Now, another question I'll ask if I'm in a seminar setting, I'll say, well, name something that has gone up in value. And you hear things like, well, my home or my stock portfolio, my Roth, those things. And people will say different things. But then I ask them, what about you? Haven't you gone up in value? How many of you are making more money today than you did on your first job? And everybody's hand usually goes up, and then I ask the question, how many of that is because they raised the minimum wage? All right, so however you got to get there. But the point is, you get more money because you're more knowledgeable, you have more skills. So you are the biggest investment. Yet so many people are spending all this money on homes they can't afford, and cars they can't afford, and vacations they can't afford, and clothes they can't afford, and jewelry, whatever. And they don't think, they look at the investment in themselves and their education, and they go, well, I can't spend money. I mean, I see it all the time on seminars. We'll have a seminar, a very powerful seminar. Like, for example, Tom Malesic is that one of the case studies I showed you earlier. In his story, which you can read in the essays I've made available, he told you, he said, you know, when I first heard about you doing a seminar, he says, I was kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to spend the money on the hotel room. And now here he is, he generated from what I've taught him close to $1 million in what I've taught him. But he almost didn't go to that event and learn about this because he didn't want to spend the $150 for a hotel room. That's what I'm saying. You've got to look at investing in yourself differently. You've got to look at this education you need to be sharper, to be better. It doesn't end in college, and it's amazing to me because I think the average college tuition these days is like $30,000, $35,000. And people spend that and they never use that ever again. It's like a big party that came with a huge a price tag on it, and they don't use it. And people don't think twice about that. But seminars and events and coaching and so forth, I have spent so much money on that, millions of dollars. I get asked all the time, how did you get to be so knowledgeable about marketing? I studied it. I actually went to the library, got books, bought books. I actually read the books. They didn't just sit on my shelf. Not only did I read them, I highlighted them. I got coaches. I got people who were better than me, who had already been successful to teach me. I tell you, that's the biggest shortcut. It's the best investment I have ever made. I wasn't born with sales skills. I wasn't born with the ability to write great sales letters. I learned it. I was hungry, actually. If you want the truth, I needed to figure out what I was going to do with my life. So you got to invest in that specialized knowledge. Never be cheap about that. Never, ever be cheap about that. You got to have that specialized knowledge. And the third thing that Napoleon Hill discovered about really wealthy, successful people is that they're decisive. All right, there is a clear, distinct difference between the way unsuccessful people and successful people make decisions. Unsuccessful people procrastinate. They go, well, maybe, I don't know. They don't even make a decision. It'd be better if they just said no, because then they could move on. They're very indecisive, or they kind of make a decision to start something and then they don't see it through. Where very successful people are decisive. They say they see a good idea and they implement it and they execute it immediately. And let me tell you an example that happens all the time when I go out on the road and I speak to people at events. I have somebody who will come up to me and they'll say, you know, Robin, I bought your program, and here's kind of what happened. You know, I decided I needed to do some marketing. And, you know, you sold me. My website I need to look at my value prop. I need to do all these things. And then I got back to my business and I started thinking about it. And I said, well, geez, you know, if I'm going to start this marketing, I better probably, you know, go find a CRM tool or some way to kind of capture clients or manage those people, or some other device or software to manage my business, whether it's ConnectWise or Autotask or TigerPaw or whatever. And I got to implement that, because if I'm going to start doing marketing, I'm going to get more clients, and I got to get that figured out. So as soon as I get that implemented, man, then I'm really going to get serious about marketing, all right? So they do that. Then they say, well, you know, if I'm going to start doing this marketing, I better, hire a salesperson, because if I'm going to generate leads, I can't go out on the road. I better hire a salesperson, so I'm going to hire a salesperson, and then I'm really going to get serious about marketing. Just you wait and see. And they say, well, maybe I need another tech, because if I'm going to start doing marketing and I'm going to be on the road and so forth, I'm going to need a tech that does some low-level kind of admin work to kind of take up the space, because I'm not going to be able to do it all. So once I hire that tech and get that tech in place, man, you wait, I'm really going to get serious about the marketing. Just you wait and see. And then, of course, it's summertime, and then, you know, you got to go on vacation, and business is kind of slow around the summertime, so you don't want to really do marketing then. And you know your spouse is going to kill you if you don't go on that vacation, so you got to do that. But as soon as you get back, man, then you're really going to get serious about marketing. Just you wait and see. And then the holidays roll around, and we all know nobody ever responds to marketing around Thanksgiving or Christmas, so you might as well just forget it. And at that point, you know, so we're going to wait till after the holidays, man. Then we're really going to get serious about marketing. You wait, oh man, we're going to go at it, all guns a-blazing. And then it comes January, and you can't start marketing right away. You got to get people a chance to get back and get into the swing of things, and then you'll start. So we're going to wait until that happens, and then we're really going to get serious about marketing. Just you wait and see. But then, of course, you get that big client, and that's a big sale that comes in, or some big project, and you know, well, hey, that's money, Robin. You know, I can't be doing marketing and distracting myself from this client project, because, you know, I'm getting paid for that and I got to take care of this client. But once we get through that implementation, man, I'm really going to just you wait and see. And it goes on and on and on. And before you know it, it's a year later, and they're coming back to a seminar and they haven't done a damn thing. Did I just describe your life? I probably did. All right. That's why you're not getting anything done. If you decide that today's the day you're going to start being a better marketer, being a sharper entrepreneur, then make a decision and follow it through. Stop using excuses. Stop having all these things. There's always going to be something that gets in your way. There's always going to be a reason to wait. There's always going to be a crisis. Do you ever notice it seems like it's always something? That's life. You know, and successful people have that happening all the time too. They just don't let it stop them. All right? Unsuccessful people let those excuses get in their way. So there's a great big problem with everything I've taught you so far. And even if I had another hour, and I don't, but if I had another hour to get into this, I don't know that I could solve it. But I do have a solution I think I can solve it in just a couple minutes. And the problem here is that I know some of you have learned some new information. You've kind of maybe have woken you up, and I've rekindled that fire, and you kind of want to, yeah, you're right, man. I really want to I deserve to have a better, more successful business. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to, step out of this. And you took notes, I'm sure. But the problem is notes are not a good way to transition between what you're learning here and actual implementation. Because if you think about it, on one side are all the good ideas that you want and the things you need to implement, and way over on the other side where results are is implementation. And in between the two, there is a huge gap. And I'm a note taker too, so if you're sitting there taking notes, and even if you watch this video 5 times, here's the problem. Those notes are going to end up in what I call your good idea graveyard. All right? And there's a little spoof here. It says, "Here lies the procrastinator. He finally ran out of excuses." And for some people, that's going to be the case. So notes are not a good bridge between what you've learned here today and actual implementation. There's 3 problems that are standing in your way that you're going to have to solve if you're really going to get serious about the marketing. And the first problem is you're not an experienced marketer, and therefore you need detailed instructions on how to implement a marketing system that is specific to your business. So maybe you've had this experience. You got a book on marketing, you went to a seminar, you heard some high-level ideas about marketing, and you got inspired, and you said, hey, I want to implement that. But then you go, well, how do I implement it? It gets down to what do I do? How do I write the letters? Those kinds of things. So you need some very detailed instructions. That's been my experience. Maybe it's been yours. Second thing is you're a great technician, but you're terrible at writing sales letters and marketing communications. Look, copywriting is a skill, and it's a learned skill. Really amazing copywriters make literally $1 million or more a year. I've got a good friend, Brian Kurtz, Boardroom Reports. They're a multi-million-dollar publishing company. Their top copywriter, who's the guy who writes their marketing promotions, they pay him $1 million a year. And he says, you know what? People are too cheap in the wrong areas. If this guy can write a package or a marketing campaign that can bring us $10 million, $20 million, $100 million in sales, of course I'd pay him $1 million. It's no-brainer. So you got to learn how to write those communications, and it does take some time. So that's going to be a stumbling block, because when you go to your website and you think about the letters, you're going to say, well, what do they say? How am I going to write this? And you got to overcome that. And then the third thing is that you don't have a whole lot of time to implement this. You're a small business owner running 1,000,000 miles an hour. I get it, okay? So we've got to overcome that. And so I've got a solution, and this solution is for those of you who are really decisive, and you want to get that specialized knowledge in marketing, and you want to shortcut your path to success. And the recommendation I have is that you get and enroll in the Technology Marketing Toolkit. This program is the most comprehensive, complete library of proven, done-for-you marketing templates, campaigns, checklists, and it's designed specifically for that small, medium IT service provider. Whether you're a managed service provider, a VAR, you're selling break-fix or IT consulting services, this kit is designed to give you everything you need to be successful. So inside, let me go over a few things that you get. There is a library of marketing templates that it's worth over $100,000. I put that on there just because if I really went to a copywriter and you got this priced out, it would cost you a lot more. And I thought, I could write $100,000 on there, and probably people think I'm lying there. It's actually worth way more. And if you don't believe me, take the toolkit, take the letters, go to a copywriter, a professional copywriter, somebody who knows how to write sales and marketing copy, and see what they would charge you to write that much content. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be more than $100 grand. Easy. So if you don't believe me, please shop me. I beg you, because you're going to find out the reality. There's tons of campaigns in there. There's multiple easy and inexpensive ways to generate more clients, projects, and sales fast, and multiple real-world examples and case studies of your peers detailing how they're pricing, packaging, selling profitable solutions, and the marketing campaigns they're using to secure those deals. And every marketing strategy, tool, and tactic is going to be covered. The only thing I don't cover in here is radio and TV. There's like one radio script, I think. And that's not because that I didn't want to, it's just that I don't have very many IT services clients who are using radio and TV. If I get a lot of demand, then I'll create more, but that's about, everything else is pretty much covered. Direct mail, email, social media, web marketing, direct mail, telemarketing, telesales, trade shows. I mean, yellow pages, you name it, we got it covered. There's not only training on this, but also templates you can just cut and paste and use. So inside here, you're going to get laid out before you the most comprehensive, complete, integrated marketing system for increasing clients. And I'm going to break it down into simple, step-by-step instructions and bite-sized pieces so you know exactly where to start and how to get this implemented. So no guesswork, no wasting time. I'm going to break it down for you step by step. And I'm also going to give you a huge library of pre-tested, proven, fill-in-the-blank templates so you don't have to recreate the wheel, you don't have to be a good copywriter. In fact, it's better that you aren't creative and don't go messing with the templates, just use them as they are because they've been proven to work. So you don't have to mess around with the formula, you just have to execute the recipe, so to speak. All right, now another thing we're going to implement is small group coaching. So one of the things I've discovered is for many clients, once they get the toolkit, they end up not doing anything with it. And they need that hand-holding, they need that help. So we're going to actually give that to you as well. It's going to be led by my top clients who've already successfully implemented the toolkit and its systems into their own business. So the people like you're seeing here, like a Diana Spurgis or a Tom Malesic and Satima Fowler, these are people who run and own IT businesses. They're not slick marketing salespeople, but they've been there, they've done it, they know how to implement it, and they can talk to you about how they've done it in their business. They're going to be the folks that are leading these groups and helping you to implement these marketing systems. It's also going to be in small groups of 8 to 12 of your non-competitive peers. Now, this is really key because I want you to share and collaborate on best practices. So we're going to organize these groups so that if you're a small startup, you're with other small startups. If you're a more seasoned advanced company, we're going to put you with people there. And we're going to make sure you're not on a call where a competitor, a direct competitor, is on the phone. That way you can be free to share and collaborate. And these calls are going to happen every other week. So they keep you engaged, they keep you accountable. And that's the third thing. They're going to hold you accountable to finally getting a marketing plan in place, and you're going to get tremendous insights from your peers. So it's not just the material I'm giving you. You're going to learn from other people as they go through it with you. And they're going to say, we did this and this is how it worked and here's how we tweaked it this way and we got this much more results. Or maybe you're struggling and you go, I still haven't figured this out. What have you guys done here? How have you handled this? Or I've run into this sales objection. What do I do? And you're going to get so much benefit from being on a call with your peers who are like-minded. And let me tell you something, the people who sign up for this program, they're not a bunch of schmucks. I mean, these guys are serious about their business. And there's a lot of people who kind of give lip service to, I want to be better, I want to be more successful. And I'm telling you, it's just like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. People who are successful or who will be successful have common characteristics, and one of them is that they invest in themselves and they want to be better. And that's who's going to be on this call going through this with you, and you're going to get led by someone who's already been there and done that, can answer your questions, hold you accountable, make sure you do, go to the gym, so to speak, be that personal trainer, make sure you do what you're supposed to do. I'm also going to include a fast track support package. So what's in there is a quick start guide to fast cash. It's an easy and inexpensive ways to increase sales quickly. I'm also going to give you a 6-month pass to my Apprentice Club coaching program, a free general admission ticket to our annual boot camp, and instant access to all these materials and much more online. You are joining a family of people. You're not just given a kit and saying, hey, good luck, hang in there, see you later. We're going to bring people around you and bring resources around you to help you. You really are going to be joining a group of people who are there to support each other, a very giving group. I know this sounds really airy-fairy, but I hear it all the time. People come to our conferences and they're in tears. They're literally in tears because of the sharing and the support they get, and they feel like, God, here's somebody who finally understands me. Here's someone who has been going through the challenges, who gets what I go through, the problems I'm dealing with, and man, they're there to help you. So you're going to get that. I'm also going to give you an audio business builder package, just tons of audio on how to make money selling cloud computing solutions, trade show marketing, best practices for selling managed services plans, how to use seminars and teleseminars, and PR, and the right way to use the phone to attract clients through telemarketing scripts and how to approach it, time management strategies, how to work a room at networking events, newsletter marketing strategies, Google and natural search engine optimization, and much, much more. So we're going to give you all this audio for all these different types of strategies. So it's not just the templates, but you're learning how to actually implement it and roll it out. I'm also going to give you my monthly mini newsletter, which is the Tech Tip Library. One of the things I really recommend you do is implement some sort of stay in touch system for your clients. And so I'm going to give you 4 years worth of written, done for you, drop logo in here templates that you can use. They're designed, beautifully designed, but they're not just beautiful, they are effective. And I've written them, they've got offers on it. It's going to help you stay in touch with that prospect list, with your clients, and use that drip marketing so when they need IT support, they think of you. I'm also going to give you access to our member site. And just one of the things I'm going to point out here is our queue. Our queue is one of the hottest, most active, I guess forums is a bad word because it's really not a forum, on the web. Now what you do is you can go up there, you can post any question, and instantly you're going to get answers and you're going to get examples and people are going to post up their information. We call it the Q because it stands for questions, updates, and exchanges, and this thing is hot. And let me tell you, if you wish you could go one place, type in a question to get answers from your peers on how to handle all kinds of things in your technology business, that's going to be the place. You're going to love this. So this program, it requires no experience. If you could cut and paste and you have an hour a week, you can do this. And this is not get rich quick, folks. I want you to understand something. There's no get rich quick scam out there that works. If you think it's a matter of just mailing out a postcard of this thing and you're going to solve all your marketing problems, forget it. Don't even sign up. If you think that that's the way this is going to work, this is based on research, development, and you're going to have to implement it. You're going to have to take action, but I'm telling you, it's going to shortcut your success significantly. It's also based on years of field tested in the trench testing, and it works. All right, and now here's the best part. When you enroll, you're going to get lifetime access to my staff and my team. So you don't have to pay long membership dues. I mean, we have a membership program, and of course it's worth the money, but if you decide it's not for you, once you buy that program, you have access. You can call my office, you can get help and support from my team for the lifetime of it, all right? So let me summarize everything you're going to get. You get the Technology Marketing Toolkit system, you get the Quick Start Guide to Fast Cash, you're going to get the small group implementation coaching, 6 months of my mastermind group coaching program, 4 years of Tech Tip newsletters, the audio training package, general mission to the boot camp next April, access to our member dashboard, lifetime support from my staff, instant access to the material, shipping and handling. It's an $11,667 package. Now, I know you probably go, oh my God, that's way too much money. I'd never spend that. And of course, you know, I'm not even going to charge you that much. You know that. But let me ask you this. Even if I kept the price at $11,000, think about this. How many clients, new clients, ones you didn't have right now, would you need to get to make that money back? In most cases, 1, maybe 2 or 3. And with these campaigns and the systems and support, you should be able to get far more than that. And in fact, if you can't, after all this support and everything I've given you, then you are beyond help. Send the package back. Don't tell anyone you bought it because I don't want my name associated with you. If you really, after all the support and all this training and all this hand-holding, you still can't get 1 or 2 more new clients, then maybe you ought to think about getting a job. And I say that a little tongue-in-cheek, but I'm serious too. I mean, if you follow the process and the systems and you do what we tell you to do, you really should have no issue. But it's not going to be the $11,000 package. I don't have to charge you that. It's actually only going to be $2,997, and you can break that up into 6 payments of $499.50. So you can roll it out, you can test it out, you can see if you like it, and I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. And again, 1 to 2 new clients, and you've got that made back, and you've seen that my clients have been able to generate far more than that. Now, the other thing I want to point out is my guarantee. You've got 2 guarantees. The first one is a 365 1-year, full year, no questions asked, return it, money back guarantee. So you get the program, and for whatever reason, you don't like the color of the packaging, it's not the right time, whatever it is, you know what, you can send it back, and you don't need a note from your mother. We're going to give you your money back. You know, the only question we ask is, you know, if you want to provide it, is what did we do wrong? What should we have done better? But even then, you're not required to answer that. We just ask it, obviously, as customer service. We want to see how we can improve, but you can return it no problem. The second guarantee that I'm going to give you is if you decide to keep it that first year, I'll ride with you another full year. And if all I ask in this second guarantee is, it's a little condition on it, is after 2 years, if you can show me you've used 3 or 4 of the campaigns and you have gotten no results, then again, you can send it back and I'll give you a full and complete refund. And guys, you know, you'll find people who will disagree with me on the marketing strategies, but you won't find somebody who says, I didn't make good on this guarantee. If it doesn't work for you, I don't want to keep your money. I know I can get clients because the value I bring. I don't need to hold you to a contract. I don't need to do those kinds of things. There's enough value there. And if it's not right for you, I'm not going to sit there and tell you, hey, you know what? I got your money. Too bad, so sad. That's not the relationship I want to have. So if it doesn't work, you don't pay a dime, bottom line. And now I've got one last really super cool bonus, okay? When you enroll in the program and you start implementing, and you will implement because we're going to hold your hand, we're going to put you in that accountability group, we're going to give you every bit of support you need. So when you enroll in this program, all you got to do is send me an email and tell me about one result that you generated in your business. Just one result, one success that you had. Said, I print up this card, I mailed this out, I did this canvassing, I ran this telemarketing campaign. Doesn't matter what it is, and I don't care if it's $1 million in results or if you said, hey, you know what, we just made 500 bucks. Email us just one success story you've had using anything at all, and I'll send you an iPod loaded up with all kinds of audio training. It just jam-packed, over 72 hours of all kinds of audio training, and that's going to be my gift to you. And it's just a way of saying thanks because I want you to implement, I want you to get results. So right below this video, there should be an Order Now button where you can click and you can get started right away. As soon as you click that, you put in your credit card information, and within less than a minute, you're going to get an email with a link inviting you to get access to all the campaigns, everything you've seen here in these videos, all these campaigns my clients have used. You're going to get instant access online, and you can get started today. I don't know when you're watching this. You might be watching it at night. If it's in the morning, by this evening, you're going to have all access to these materials and much, much more. I couldn't even begin to tell you everything that's included in the membership site that you're going to get access to. So it's going to be a huge, huge value to you. So go ahead, order now, and we will get you into that implementation group. We're going to probably survey you after you've enrolled and just find out about your business, where you are, so we can put you into an appropriate group, and then we're off to the races. So I thank you so much for watching this video series. Go ahead, enroll now. You will not be disappointed, I promise you, and I'll look forward to meeting you in person at the next event. Take care.